And we even start almost on schedule, so it's most probably a good day, and of course it's the correct time schedule-wise to also start the year after returning from the usual traditional New Year's party down south yesterday. So today we start again schedule-wise correctly with MTG, and lately been doing MtG Arena as we have like a couple of quests only left and the unfinished one in the older MTG game, as they kind of not terribly smartly stopped doing that version mid-set, so it has only like half of the last set that the game contains, which is kind of odd solution. Like, let's not do all of Among Us, thank you. Like the best teamed set pretty much with the Egyptian style team even, so it's kind of a shame that they never did the complete set in the Magic Duels, but we have been indeed lately doing MTG Arena, sometimes even not losing in quick draft, like at least a few games have gone our way, so it's been quite interesting to see what we get. Sometimes you of course do not get that good cards from the draft, but indeed, welcome to the 2023, and we again do, as it's still quick draft set available, is Brothers War, which of course is pretty interesting new set, and quick draft mode is nice for streaming, as you have time to talk in your Fursuit as long as you want. There's no select timer, so as you draft against the computer you can take as long as you want, so it's very nice for this type of streaming that you're talking and sometimes discussing something totally different before continuing with choosing your cards, so do rather like that. And of course on Mondays it's MTG usually as has been preferred also by audience, so welcome again and welcome to the new year, and let's move towards the game once again, so we get some cards and see where it goes. And indeed, of course, as has also mentioned text-wise before the countdown expired, that SFW is once again great to see here, and welcome to the stream. Hopefully your year has started well also. And here we have the usual like teams for this set. Most amusingly, apparently, Stompy is like official term mechanized Stompy, so you can apparently be Stompy. And of course, considering the size of the creatures, that might not be a total misstatement overall. With like red plus green, most probably you will have quite sizable creatures, so the overall description is more or less fitting in any case. So let's see what we get to start with, and here's the first set of cards. Alright. Add X mana of any one color where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard, which is quite like rewards for sacrifice overall, because this can get quite big with time. Gruesome realization. It looks quite gruesome, at least. You draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. 2 cards for 2 life is pretty good bargain. 3 CMC, so it's kind of 2 cards for 3 plus 2 life. It's still a pretty good bargain. Creatures your opponent's control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Alright. Ball of Krug, this we remember from the previous game. So practically it does things. It both destroys a land, deals 3 damage and 1 damage to each creature they control. Of course, then it's also 6 CMC, so it's kind of expensive, but it already like destroy 1 land, deal 3 damage, 1 damage to each creature, so that's already quite a bit of things done in that respect. So let's see what else we have. Obstinate Ballots, and there's gain for life. Discard, alright, this is the kind of anti-discard that it immediately goes into play if you would be forced to discard it. 4 CMC for 4/4. It's not too bad in the usual green team, and includes the kind of anti-discard safety catch. Self-assembler is always quite nice, but you in general need other assembly workers, like for synergy. Ambush Paratrooper, this we remember from the previous one, so it gives bonuses and can be played with flash. Quite expensive to give bonuses, but it's all creatures, so can be dangerous. This creates a token and free 1 body itself. Combat Courier. This is the usual, does not untap. This gains from sacrifices also. Minotaur, alright. And as usual for this team, gains from sacrificing artifacts. Deals 1 damage to each opponent. That would be in multiplayer sometimes. A bit more angry. Of course, that's not a tap ability, so if you have plenty of artifacts to sacrifice, it can shoot more and gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This we also remember was quite alright for the kind of greenish team. Fog of War, yes. Alright, Wall. Gets +2/+0 as long as you control an island. Flying Haste. Put up to 1 target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. That's kind of slow return, but it removes cards from graveyards, so it's sometimes useful because it puts opponents' things from their graveyard to the bottom of their library, so it's both ways. Otherwise quite average. Flying Haste, yes, 5. So it's not too bad. Alright, then we need to choose what we are going for. This would quite specifically direct towards the black and green team, which isn't such a bad one to go for. We previously tried something with blue or such, so let's try try starting with that. Alright, this exchanges creatures for creatures. That's actually quite useful as long as you have recursion, because it returns artifacts. It puts artifacts into your graveyard from where you can benefit of them, or at least. And it's 4/4, so guarding artifacts provides mana. Spectrum Sentinel. Ah yeah, this was the one that had the protection from multicolored. Yeah, we did the white thing last time, do remember, because we had the union of the third path. Alright, destroy. Also requires sacrificing an artifact. This also has unearth cost. Put down with a reunion. It's kind of either switch creatures for creatures or the 4/4. That requires having artifacts, that requires having creatures in general. Do like this, it's very black effect, but let's see if we find other cards to use it. +1, but that's of course potentially strong, not in color currently. Very kind of minimal effect, but it's an artifact and it's with the old border, it's quite stylish. Alright, discard effect. Another destroy. Giant growth is very classical, the +3/+3 until end of turn. Evolving wilds, more of just a land fixer. Do find this kind of interesting, it provides card draws also. Take that for now. As production, another gruesome realization. This is of course because we are doing green again with black. This would be one useful possibility. That's also quite nice as long as you have a lot of creatures. Onulet is still pretty nice, even if the new graphics is not as nice as the old one. Juggernaut is quite stylish, if nothing else. It's also a possibility. I think that should choose these for now. Alright, that's quite nice with green prototype cost. and it gives its power in bonus, so it's quite strong to attack with. Exiles each opponent's graveyard. That's in a sense quite strong, but it requires the right opponent to fulfill the promise. Dredging Claw is quite nice for this kind of team. Rust Goliath is also quite strong, but not quite as good as the, say that the Iron Claw Crusher is for this kind of deck the nicest one. Exile all graveyards. That's quite specific. This also had this in physical game. Players can't gain life. It's quite direct, a lot like the old Forsaken Wastes mechanic, like as some first said, these old broken mechanics. Players are unable to gain life. Yes. And of course, both of you critters, hopefully your year has started well, as mentioned a bit earlier. Chromatic Star. At 1 mana of any color, draw a card. Wrong color. This is quite nice, as this gains from. This is also the Coring Warplow is quite nice in black. Thanos Tinkering is quite nice, but do like this, as it gains exactly from the condition of having cards in graveyard. Tavnos is nice, but not now in our color. That's also nice for the black and blue. Third part, 7th, alright. Blitz Autumn, and then unsurprisingly something Blitz has the red prototype cost. So this is currently like the best, and this actually also works with graveyard, so it's alright, because pretty much the only card we could use from these. Fabricate, right. Mostly wrong colors. This is pretty nice, though expensive, but it's the one in right color. The other one would be that we could take the gray. Still taking these as it's in color. We got the self-assembler back. Self-assembler is probably like these are both 5. The self-assembler has specific functionality that would require other assembly workers. I prefer this for now. This has return functionality. Would work well for this team, so choosing the Revenant for now. Put down, of course, like could also prefer that for now. The black team. Not surprisingly, they gave Sigil of Valor back, so would prefer that for now. This is most in team. Neither of these is really and it's not very useful to hate draft against the computer, so taking that just because it's more stylish. Next pack. Alright, let's see. Ah yeah, this is quite interesting. But the combat treasure is quite nice in white, and of course it has the mine clearing attachment. But it's not in our colors this time. Gnawing vermin. Yeah. Mildew. Target mills too, yes, and... Alright, that's actually pretty good value for one black. Another self-assembler. Alright. Kind of. The rest, also that could be, but it's kind of like... For now, the rat is certainly most interesting. Go for the throat, the classical. Destroy non-artifact creature. Run Vigil. Alright, that's quite nice. That was quite minimal in effect, it's just an artifact. And the Onulet, this figure, -2/-2 until end of turn, yes, it's only one, but the rest we are familiar with. Like this, it's the team again. Another combat treasure, alloy animist, this is quite, we also had this the previous game, that's quite good because it can convert artifacts into 4/4 creatures. Target permanent becomes an artifact. That's kind of sometimes useful, but it really does nothing else than makes it an artifact. This we already know. This mostly sacrifices expensively to draw a card. For now, do prefer that. The effect is pretty strong. 3 colors. Tokasia is quite effective. Pushback, That's your library for basic land, yes. Fight, so that's directly. Ah yeah, the bone saw, it's quite stylish though. Not very effective. Vigilance Ward 4. And it's kind of stores the 8 because you gain 8 colorless. Quite nice but expensive card. Returns from graveyard plus gives Soldier. Another Fog of War, Dawn Stinger in Coastal Bulwark. It's quite expensive, but rather like it. We should also do prefer this as it fits the kind of recursion theme best. Opter Architect we have seen before. Bonesaw, another one. Steel Exemplar. Quite specific. Requires using a single color to get the counters. This we already know. Goblin Firebomb. Quite expensive to get the destroy effect. Right, let's see. Do rather like this, and there are not that many others like must have one, so Transmogrant Altar, right. That's actually quite nice for this kind of deck. Different altars and desks, this was much less interesting. We know, this we know, this we know. This is again nice, but this is much less common. Yep. Right, Kirkling Anointer. What kind of anointments we might have? A lot of text. Alright, this needs card draws. Yeah, needs extra card draws, so it's quite specific. Creates a golem. Another coring warplow. Scrapwork mud. Honest tinkering. It flies also, but it would require. Let's try. That's at least the most interesting. Springleaf drum. Alright, that's quite specific as a mana fixer. Oh, hopefully your digestion improves. And welcome again, Jasta. Good to see you. You of course get the wave also, and then we continue looking at cards. So demolition field, alright. Adds one colorless and sacrifice demolition field, destroy target non-basic land on opponent controls. That land's controller may search. They get a basic land back, and we also get a basic land. It's quite specific. Veteran's Power Blade. but it uses like white, it's mostly for white with soldiers. We already have one. That again rewards card draw, otherwise alright. This is kind of in a 40 card deck expensive, but we benefit from having cards in graveyard, so using that. Self-assembler, Guild Zone Acrobat. It's kind of alright, but do like this because we hopefully still get more assembly workers. Throwing Razor more, that's actually quite cool. And then we can revert these as that's also useful as a creature. We do not yet have much removal, so on Stingring now we at least get one. We already have one of these, we do not yet have that much removal, that's not terribly strong, so one Goblin Firebomb at least. Then we again have nothing that useful. Another ton of Stingering, that's not a bad thing. And next back. Alright. Let's see. Alright, that would be nice if you're doing blue. Blackblade Reforged. +1/+1 for each land you control. Equip 7, yes, but it's still like nice. There's not much in. Alright, this we already saw. This still do not like quite that much for the. Do actually like that quite a bit. It's really expensive to use, but. Alright, another creature for creature. Do think we already have one of these, still nice though. Would be useful to have more assembly workers, but don't think that will be taken immediately. Two of these, considering it's 7 and even 4 CMC for the prototype cost, do not think we will take that. Do rather like this, because we can practically switch between creatures, possibly return them. Probably more useful now. Alright, that improves with equipment. Can't be blocked by artifact creatures. For 7 you get +1/+1 counters. And then we have the Burnished Heart, which is kind of. This would be useful, especially if you have more like equipments to attach. It's moderately expensive but gives life. Do prefer these, as we do not have too many in that cost level. Alright, that's more for red. None in colors almost. At least Ravenous Giga Mole sounds quite effective. Mill 3 cards, put a creature card from among them into hand. If you don't, +1/+1. Board 2, not much else. This is actually quite nice. Another Gnawing Vermin. It's a Ashnus Intervention, alright. That's nice to return things, but Gaea's Gift. Ah yeah, this was the one that gave pretty much everything. Games only reach, trample, hexproof and indestructible. Mine Worker. Stone Retrieval Unit. Ah yeah, this was the one that just additionally gave Power Stone. Gaea's Gift is quite nice in general sense because it gives pretty much every keyword until end of turn. Then there's the second rat, but we are doing it's between like this, which gives +2/+0 and returns into hand, or this, which gives about every keyword. Who prefer that? Bushwhack, which bites. This was kind of uninteresting. Tried the Slagstone Refinery before. Carrion Locust, we already have one of those, Probably at this point Bushwhack is useful because it allows fighting. Dreams of Steel and Oil, that's again the very stylish named Reveal Hand. Exiles 2 cards from the opponent. Elsphere Flask, yes. This is of course useful because it gives flying. It's quite cheap and quite angry. To like that. Calm Tome is nice, as we had some card draw once, so that. Now the Wasteful Harvest is the best choice, so Grand Vigil having 2 might because there's no restriction on having 2, or we could take the Mine Worker. There was also another one available. Running 2 Tran Vigils is kind of 2 Tran Vigils. Let's take the Mine Worker now, do think. Of course, 2 +1/+1s, but it kind of takes the specific situation, so prefer creature or versatile. Yeah, this pile is not very useful, so let's just take something. Really, now Fog of War is the best pick. Ah, we got the rat back. Nice. Blackstone Refinery, not that would run it. And Mightstone's animation, so not as good as some times when we have almost gotten all cards, fitting ones. Would say that actually wouldn't consider Phasmo very interesting as mostly good as a VR game, but have played many other. Actually, if you look from the YouTube archives, do always in month of October play all kinds of gothic slash spooky games. So usually concentrate those on that month, but do like especially kind of more of gothic styled slash kind of more of suspense than outright like jump scare ones would say, more specifically. Right. Time to first of all pull everything out that is not useful. Alright, now we have all the wrong color ones out. And then we have the Blackstone refinery for circles. Alright, then it starts to be kind of like remove more of Fog of War is not very interesting. Wasteful Harvest kind of, especially two of those like in 40 cards. Yes, mill 5. Yep. And we have 55 or 53, but yes. So let's see. This is kind of expensive. 2 toners tinkering. Probably keep 1. Right, 12 cards still out, so do we have anything else to than the gnawing vermin? No, which is quite nice to keep. That is kind of not that good in this case. Kind of consider that also too expensive. Do like this as we also have the mine worker. And we are up to 49, do think so. Probably also like 2 rats, so should remove 1 more expensive creature to account for that. That's quite expensive and not that special. that does fly, but it's also a bit expensive to get out. It's the team, but quite slow. Let's not do it for now. Goblin Firebomb can be also converted into kind of expensive for 7 and a tap, so a bit expensive removal. Still 4 cards to remove, so do rather like that. Expensive, but like it, so going to have remove probably. That's quite strong, so let's have 1 rat and three cards still to remove. Kind of not that interesting. Few cards still, so that can be had with the self-assembler, but the dredging claw is kind of nice, but this doesn't do that much by itself. The mine worker also is kind of just 1 life. probably least finding this. It gives cards, yes. And the mine worker, though the self-assembler can also get it. Not that special, so there are our 40 cards. Let's see where that goes. So we finished our deck, so let's raise a board. That took a bit longer than sometimes. So let's then see about playing at least couple of games, going to do the usual 1.5 hours. So let's play at least a couple of games till tonight. And who's going? Where Mrs. Schmidt, alright, and they have very traditional, which looks black, and kind of like better. That's kind of expensive. That's also kind of expensive. There we go. At least that's a quick start. Alright, bone saw. And then we would need alright. Oh well. Plate run wiggle ready. Right, did they take the +1/+1? Seems not. And we can play the Transmogrant Alder. Kind of would be nice to have some more land. Alright, perimeter patrol. Already like 3-3 out. Oh well. That's nice enough. finally we get more. Do not have that many forests, so it's kind of currently not the best enchantment ever to do. You could in turn like throw the rat with that to create a stronger creature or play the 4/4. Play that. We should have targeted that, but didn't quite. Notice that possibility. Kind of, we are not exactly forward, and they are playing quite similar deck as we are, so not the best situation. Alright. Able to block that with the 3/3, so we get rid of that. Then we have the 2 3/3s. Going to block anything else yet. It's not really strictly necessary. And oh well, that didn't help much. Giant growth. And not much use to attack with that. At least we have now creatures in graveyard. Have 2 forests, so it's kind of still not that useful, and this kind of it starts to be somewhat meaningful, and not really going to attack. That would be also what would be hoping to happen, but not yet. Let's place that to be ready. Can we pay the 7 like 3, and how many creatures we have? on graveyard. There we go. No attacks yet. At least we have good enough blockers. But these also keep getting bigger, so it's kind of even 7-7 isn't that helpful. Alright, we can get rid of something, but the usefulness of that is questionable. We can get rid of something, but alright. That removed at least one threat. And end turn. Yes, you may have seen this suit somewhere lately. And hello there, Camu. It's good to see you. And would say the first Monday was alright, a bit tiring, but nothing too bad. Work went rather well otherwise. Alright, and can we do anything? Let's just resolve that. Don't think we can do anything specific. Ah yeah, it's only waiting that can generate mana. We are anyway playing top deck. Alright, and then we attack with the 9-7. Fog of War. So yeah, 28 life. Fog of War was quite powerful in this board state. Yeah, that didn't necessarily help too much. Yep, with that board they should just attack really and finish. And with 28 life, so not like we would be lasting very long. And 2-1. There may be some trick, but then there is. And 8-8. Like, oh, damage, please. And flyer we can't do anything about, so. And top deck for the land. Let's see if we can attach this. Well, that's at least sufficient. They have a blocker, but at least 12 damage is showy for a while. Take that thing out, and unfortunately will be expiring next turn also. Not much else we can do. Like only 28, 34 life, yes. Alright, good. That was slow and didn't go very well. So let's play another one and then finish for tonight. So let's see how the next one goes. The first one didn't go very well. Of course, also the opponent did exactly same. Same style of deck also, and did it more or less better, so that's what it is. That I do, Donkey. Alright. Mr. Donkey. No creatures. Let's try another one. A bit expensive, but at least more happy with that. We'll return one to bottom of library and quite a few expensive. This we already tried, was not that pleased with it, so. And then we just start like playing land and waiting to see what we draw. Draw more land, so like not the fastest ever, but another Landfoot Brawler. Alright, 3 colors even. At least we can block. The fly drop. Oh well. Very interesting currently. We do not really want to help their creatures, so alright. And as turn. Alright, could cast that as prototype, but can't cast that with a single color. Could also cast that, but it's kind of don't yet have that many creatures on graveyard. No bonus is there. Get this out first and see how that goes. And then again only go out with the flyer. That would be nice to get out with 7, but we haven't been drawing more land for some time. Currently prefer this, so it's 4/4. Still also play that useful in the future. Another Landfoot Brawler. Alright, that doesn't really help. On the untap, so not really helping. untap that permanent. Let's attack with that now that we can. Alright, at least a lot of effects don't. At least it did a lot, like reducing them down to 13 also, despite not normally able to untap. Unfortunately we have only one effect that can untap that, so it's kind of a shame. Still kind of nice, but would be nice to get it out with 7. Let's play Transmogrant Altar to be ready. Can actually also now turn Transmogrant Altar into a creature, but it's not useful yet. 4/4 is kind of on the limit to be useful to attack. The supply drop is currently 4/4 creature though, so no attacks for now. Oh yeah, Milestone's animation, oh well. Supply drop becomes 4/4. Alright, let's see what our opponent does. And only the flyer comes. Get more creatures anyway. Alright, that will be useful in the near future. No attack for now. right, only 5. And again only the flyer. Oh, land. Right. That also becomes 4-4. Let's attack with everything except that. And then take out what effects they can. Blink the board up a bit, but we can't do much about that. Short game. Oh well. So that we are up to the usual 1.5 hours exactly, and that finishes us for today. So thank you for joining for the first stream of the year. We didn't start very lucky with the MtG, mostly losing, but it was interesting to see what we got together in any case. So thank you all for joining, and we apparently also had one follow, so thank you Alexi to Wolf13 for following. So you of course also get a wave. Welcome, and hopefully we'll see you again in the streams. And then let's see who we will raid, as we seem to have pretty nice viewership also. So let's see who is also on. Voidbird is playing Starbound. Zero the Hyena is playing Triangle Strategy. Don't even know the game. Let's see what it looks like. Triangle Strategy, like. Our good Yin at least looks good, and it has a lot of land. Fair enough. Let's go for that. So let's see what Zero is up to, and raid them. Thank you for joining, and see you on Thursday. And there we go. So good night, and see you in a couple of days.